So it has been over 2.5 years now since the Kickstarter for Six Siege. By the time everyone's games will arrive on the boats around April, May, maybe a little after, maybe a little sooner, it will have been about 3 total years that we've been waiting for the physical delivery of Six Siege. And I am now currently on my way to go pick up my copy of Six Siege. I had it delivered to a friend's house. They just got it and texted me, and I am immediately heading over. So it has been a long road to get here, but we're finally here. I am about to go get my hands on it, and this is the unboxing video. I don't know how I'm gonna do the unboxing video. I probably will leave King of Averages video to be the one that you should go to if you want to look at all of the components in super high quality, up close detail. Every single, like, he goes to pretty much every single component. I think for this unboxing, probably, I mean, I'm definitely going to go through all the boxes and components, but I don't know exactly if I'm going to do basically what King of Average did, because I want mine to really only be like 20-30 minutes, so we'll see. But like, yeah, that's where I'm heading right now. In about 10 minutes for me, 5 seconds for you, we will finally get to be looking at Six Siege, the board game, in person for the first time. I am so excited. Okay, here it is. This is the box. I hate to say I've already broken through it to look at it when I picked up the package, so sorry about that. But I haven't opened anything inside the box. I waited until I got here so that my lovely wife could help record this unboxing video. You can all say hi to her, and thank you to her for putting up with me talking about this game for the last 3 years, constantly. Okay, so I've already opened the box. So here's what's inside. Okay. Throw it on the ground. All right, so I don't even know where to start. Probably the base box, and we can work our way over. So, yeah, I think this is the 3D furniture, right there. This is the base box. Absolutely gorgeous, sexy. Let's see. Got the dice tray, and I'll look at all this in a bit. The dice. Here's the laser pointer for line of sight. I can't remember what this is. What is this? Oh, this is the 3D tokens. Okay. These are absolutely gorgeous, but I'll get to those later. 0. Got years 1 through 5. I hope your arm doesn't get tired by it, because we'll be opening all of these boxes. You can laugh out loud, it's okay, you don't have to be quiet. Here are the 3 different map packs. So these are 2 maps each. The play mat, which I'll probably pull out first and set it down on the table because I want to see how big it is. And then the ginormous storage box. Okay, get rid of all this. Well, let's set this over here, I guess. Let us begin. Let's open this up. All right, here's the play mat. I'm actually interested to see, babe, if this will fit in our, because we have a gaming table underneath here, if this will fit in there. But, it might. It might. Let's move these out of the way. Okay. This is the neoprene play mat. I kind of wish it was rolled instead of folded, because you've got the creases in it, but it's not a big a deal. As far as gameplay goes, this is totally unnecessary, completely. But it is very cool, and it does set a very cool vibe. And the art is cool, but obviously the art's going to be covered up by the board right here in the middle. And I like that it has spaces designated for everything. So this is where you put your 5 ops, tactical inventory, same thing over here. And they already have areas for tokens, so that's nice. I love that. All right, let's open up the base box and see what it looks like laid out on the table. Where did I put my knife? Okay. And just a reminder, it's been 3 years since we backed this game. And to put that in context, in that time since I backed this game and received it, I was halfway through college, finished college, then you finished college, and we got married and moved. Ridiculous. All right, here it is. Beautiful. Whew. All right, here's the rule book. In fact, actually, hold on, stay there. Now that I have the actual rule book, I don't need this piece of junk anymore. This is what I've been using for the last 2 years. Printed this out, all stuff on it. Don't need it anymore. That can go in the garbage because now we have the real rule book. Nice. I've already read this, so that's done. Got the mission guide. Gorgeous. Set it over there. Got a note. Aha! The player aids. I like these. These are nice and chunky. These are chunguses. Building instructions for the pieces. This right here is the poster sheet for the different operators. This is just to help if you don't know all the operators by heart, like us weirdos, then you can use this to kind of get a good idea of what each operator is good at. It's got one side for attack, one side for defense. You can kind of build a team pretty easily. So that'll be very useful. Stickers for the different gadgets. Those over there. And then we've got the operators. Let's pull these out. And cardboard tokens. Won't need these because we have the 3D tokens over here. But I'll figure out what to do with those later. Do that right now. Okay, here are the first batch of operators. We got the 2 recruits. Let's stick these out. And what I gotta say, what I love about these is that I thought these boards would be much bigger than they actually are. These are actually really small and compact. Like, they really don't take up that much space at all, which is great because there's a lot of pieces in this game, and I don't know how the board's gonna be about this big, but the fact that all these other pieces aren't too big is great because it means even though this is a big game, it's still actually pretty compact. It won't take up that much space, which is really cool. All right, so Thermite Sledge, Blitz, Thatcher, IQ, and Ash. Nice, we can get those. Got some defense operators. Pulse, the S tier operator that I suck at. Smoke, Jaeger, one of my mains in the video game. Mute, Castle, and Bandit. Another thing, honestly, I'm actually kind of impressed. That MG did 2 unique sides to each of these boards. From what I can tell, that's kind of a pain to do, and I think it costs more money and it takes more effort to do two different sides to a board here. So that's cool. Capkin, pretty much my only main on defense in the video game. Rook, Doc, the Lord Chanka, and then we've got Twitch and Glaz. You can get rid of that. Monty, Fuse, and Flores, and then Thunderbird. And then here are the alt Lord Chanka and Jaeger profiles. I don't know what I'm going to do with the alt profiles yet, to be honest. I'm not super interested in them. I kind of just like to have the regular versions of the operators, but it's cool that they did that as an option. All right. Whew. Here it is, the first board. I just dropped my knife. Does it fit? I think it fits exactly in the center space. It fits exactly in the center space on the table. Wow. I will say, I've been looking at this map specifically for 3 years, and it is weird to see it in person. And I don't know if you can tell, it's actually, even though the board is big, the map is actually pretty, like, small and compact, like the board, like the whole map area. Like, everything is smaller than I thought it'd be, which is a good thing, because it just means it's not going to take up 1,000 acres on the table, like GI. Ooh. Minis. Oh. Where to even begin? Well, we're not gonna show all these in detail, babe, so you don't have to worry about that. We can show them off like this. If you want to go look at each of these minis in detail, you can go look at King of Average's video. He may not know what any of the pieces are, but at least you can see them, so that's good. So like for instance, this is a drone mini, just so he knows, because he was very confused. Nice. Here's the round marker. It's gonna go over there. Here are the bomb markers, which look gorgeous. Let's see, one would go there, and one would go right here. Not that I have the placements memorized, obviously. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, so I'm not gonna show all these off. I guess I'll just pull out some of my favorites. Kapkan, there. You're not gonna see it in detail with that camera, which is okay. That's not what we're gonna do with our video. Let me just look. Yeah, okay. Wow. Let's just see what they look like on the board here. So I was actually really nervous looking at pictures that the bases would be just a little bit too big. And I think they are when you put these rings on them, which is what people will use to put the operator names on the pieces. I'm not gonna do that. And in that sense, actually, this doesn't take up too much space. Although when you put the Overwatch markers there, it will kind of fill up quite a bit of space on the square. So I think things get messy when you put all the pieces on, but you know, it's not like that right now, which is pretty cool. So just one last look, pull these out. These are the overlays. I'll look at those later. Here are the dice. Nice, gorgeous. Love those. Let's put those over there. I don't have much to say about those. Okay, yeah, here are the Overwatch markers. Here, I want to see how much space these kind of take up on the board when you put an operator on them. So just looking at the different squares, if we put an Overwatch marker on something, yeah, I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but still you're kind of eating into another square space. I don't know how big of a deal that is. I think it'll be a little bit annoying when you have two operators that are kind of crammed up together, that they can't fit perfectly on a square, but probably not the end of the world. It's probably just a little nitpick on my end. No big deal. We shall see. All right, stands for the different barricades, walls, and doors and such. Here are the player rings, so you can put the operator names on the pieces. I probably won't use these because I have all the operators memorized because I'm a weirdo. Ooh. So we have the located markers. These are very pretty. Here, let's see, let's get up close here. I don't know if you can see how cool that looks on a mini. Very nice. Won't be missing that. I know all the time when we're playing on tabletop, we miss sometimes the located and stun markers. But with these, the way they look, the way they stand out on the mini, I don't think that'll ever be a problem. That's good. Oh wow, I guess my hands got dirty from the box. No matter, pressing on. Okay, here are the tactical inventory spots. So these are double layered. I'm actually curious what the decision was to make these double layered and not the operator boards double layered. I guess probably because not all operator boards are double layered. It would be weird to have some that are, some that aren't. Anyway, I just found that a little interesting. And of course you got the cubes. Those will go on these spaces for the tactical inventory, and these can fit over here in this little spot, or I guess this spot, I don't know, doesn't matter, on your board. And that's where you'll put your gadgets. Okay, some sundries here. We have the attacking Overwatch markers. Ooh. We can see what those look like if we put them on Blitz here. That's interesting. These don't seem to fit. Oh, I see, this is upside down. It fits like that. Okay, the slot's right there in front. Very nice. We have the two line of sight markers. And I can pull the sticker up off of these later, but as you can see, these are pretty. This is very precise. Vexus, if you're watching this, this right here is the center line, just so you know. It's a little inside joke. You'd have to be there, babe, to get it. All right, so I went ahead and cut through some of this boring stuff here where I put the stickers on things and assembled some cardboard. So here I put a bunch of stuff on the board so you can see kind of what it looks like. First of all, we can look at, here are the translucent overlay tokens. Here's the regular smoke. Here's smokes, yellow smoke, and then here are the fire overlays. And to see what that would look like on the board, you know, let's say we'll pull out our guy Blitz here. You know, he's in the middle of the map. Somebody Smoke yeets a yellow smoke on him, just lay here. That's what it looks like. It doesn't take up a ton of extra space. The mini still fits in there nice, and you can clearly see it even if it was blocking him. So I'll put it there so you can kind of see, like, you can still see. So it's not gonna, unlike the cardboard pieces, it's not gonna block people's view, which is awesome. Same thing here, we can put the fire overlay on so you can see what that looks like. And honestly, that is just psychologically, that's gonna do more damage to your opponent than actual damage, which is great. And then finally, regular smoke, put that right there. And there are other overlays in there here for the 2 space spots. They each have to be symboled in a unique way, so we can set those aside. I absolutely love these. These are incredible. So much better than the cardboard pieces from the prototype. Genuinely, I'm kind of blown away by these. All right, but another thing I'm blown away about is the camera standees. So I went ahead and put the stickers on those, so you can see what those look like, and put the orange pieces on them. And what I love about these is this is not just regular like Kickstarter bling. It actually has a practical purpose because, as you guys know, if you've seen all my videos, when I play the game, these pieces, because they're flat on line, when they go sideways like this and I'm looking from this angle, I can never see them. But here, when you put these pieces out, they're obviously taking a bunch of space and the camera's sticking out and pointing towards the room that it's filming, so that it's looking at. So nobody's ever gonna miss these pieces because they stand out, they have the bright orange color, they have the big standee. These are great. They don't just look cool, they're practical, they're completely necessary. In fact, I don't know how I can go back to TTS without these pieces. Around the map, I went ahead and put up the windows and barricades. So firstly, I put up one of Castle's barricades. You can see that right here. And the cool thing about these pieces is that they have got holes poked through them. So not only does it look like the pieces, the barricades in the video games when you start kind of breaking through them with your melee attack, but also when a mini is standing on the other side of one, it's not going to block the opponent from seeing that mini because they can see it through the hole, which is pretty great. Over here are the deployable shields. And to be honest, like, I don't love the look of like this thing poking out on the deployable shield side, because that's just, you know, it's not how they look in the video game. It's really not that big of a deal. These things cover up a whole square, so it's got to stand up somehow. But yeah, for some reason that looks kind of weird to me. But again, that's really not that big of a deal. I've got some mute jammers and Kona stations. You can see what those look like. Those have smaller stands, which is really nice. Once again, you're not going to miss those. What else? Just unboxed the laser pointer. This is for line of sight. And as an example, here's what it looks like on the board. It's fairly thin. Actually, let me, where did the line of sight? Let's compare the thinness real quick to see if this is any thicker, because I know that'll be people's questions. It is just it looks like a little bit thicker, but not too much, honestly, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem. And this is what it looks like when you're comparing line of sight to 2 pieces, so you won't have to move any of the furniture or anything. So that's very nice. A lot thinner than I thought it would be. Still a little bit thicker than this. If that's a big problem for you and you want something a little more precise, you can use this, no problem. This will just be a little bit easier. All right, here are the 3D tokens. I think I'm gonna show these off, and then I don't know if I'm gonna go through all these boxes in super detail. I may just open them up just so you can see a little glimpse of them. But here are the 3D tokens. This is actually one of the things I'm most excited for, because it'll make the decoy tokens last a lot longer than the cardboard tokens, probably. Let's see, which ones do I want to show? I guess we can do the Overwatch tokens. So here's a batch of Overwatch tokens. These are really nice, and as you can see on other videos, you probably can't pick it up here, but, oh, sorry, you see. You probably won't be able to pick it up on this phone camera, but these are not just flat, there's like a 3D detail to them, which is pretty cool. And they look really good. And you'll put these on spaces like this to Overwatch something. And something I like about this is these are actually smaller than I thought they would be. As you can see here, when they cover up a square, I thought they would cover up the entire square like they do on TTS, but they're actually a bit smaller than the square, which is great because it means that you'll still be able to see the arrows pointing towards the entryway space, and probably you can still sometimes see the gray spot, so people aren't looking for the arrows. They'll definitely still see that square, which is really nice. So I like these. Let's look at some decoy tokens. Whew. These are nice and hefty. So let's see what these look like on the table. All right, so this is what the decoy tokens look like. I'll just kind of set some down here so you can see. The detail on them is really good. It's not super blurry or anything. And when you flip them over, there's actually it's a little more 3D inlay for the actual symbol there, which is pretty cool. No 3D on the non-decoy pieces, but there's a little bit of a 3D bit right here for the Overwatch marker on the end. So those look really cool, and those you're not going to miss these. I don't think there'll be a scenario where you don't see a token because these are big and they cover up an entire square. So this is something that is going to make it really easy for the attacker to see. I've got some. What do we want? What am I gonna look at? I guess we can look at these. We can move on. Here's some miscellaneous tokens. I'm not really sure what the organization is here, but all right. So here we've got 2 activation tokens, and these are great. Once again, they're more 3D. I don't know how much you can see on the iPhone camera. These are super nice and very durable. They're not going to get a lot of wear and tear on them like the cardboard might. So those over there. Damage tokens. Love those. Here is a hold wall token. Let's put it on a wall so we can see what it looks like. So here's the hold wall token. Sorry, I know I'm moving my hand. And you can lay it on there. And it's sized perfectly so you can see it. That's what it looks like when you put it down. I like that. And it sits nice and flush on the wall there. Here's another one. Let's just put that one on this wall. There you go. We've got Gridlocks, Mommy Gridlocks gadget. You can see these. So these are bigger than the Overwatch tokens. These will actually fill up the entire square, which is good because something that I always forget is that these will target adjacent squares. So you need to see how big it is so you don't miss it. We'll probably still miss it since I can't clone these tokens like I did on TTS, but that's what those look like. And I think most of everything else is pretty much more of the same of those kind of tokens. Here, I'll pull out this one so we can see the reinforced wall, and these are the reroll tokens. So here are operator activation tokens. This one's for Oryx, this one's for Amaru, and you'll use these to activate their abilities. Here are the reroll tokens, which you get 1 reroll per game, 1 for attacker, 1 for defense. And then here's the reinforced wall. And you won't be able to pick it up, but it's got a nice ridge on it. It's very 3D. And you can see if we reinforce the wall right here. Again, sits flush with the wall, matches the color. Looks really nice. Oh, here's Monty's activation token right there. There's nothing else super unique here. Most of these are more decoy tokens or Overwatch tokens. I'll show off the reinforced hatchway tokens real quick. Sorting these is going to be a little bit of a pain. I just saw one on here. What do we got? Ah, here it is. So here's the reinforced hatchway token. There should be 3 of these, and these will go on top of entryway spaces. And once again, unlike Overwatch tokens, those will fill up the whole square. But the good thing is they have these little rivets in them so that you can still see these arrows pointing toward it, so you know that even though this is covered up, this is an entryway space, which is super useful. And those look really good. All right, so I kind of cleared off the table because it was getting a little messy and just started organizing some stuff. Went through the boxes and found this. This is the 3D furniture. You get this if you got the all-in pledge, or I guess if you did it as an add-on. There's a bunch of different pieces here. And what I like about this is I was kind of expecting the 3D furniture to kind of, I don't know what it was. I guess I just expected these to be like plastic versions of like the cardboard squares, but these are actually very unique. Like for instance, I don't just like all the couches are nice, and they're not even the multiple different kinds of couch pieces have different looks to them. They're not all the same, and each of these different tables are all different too. Like this table has got like a bookshelf on it and some vases and some details on the top there. And this one, you know, whereas this is a cardboard piece, it'd just be another kind of square piece, but this one's got like a little computer on it, and it's got, you know, more detail with that spot there where somebody would sit. Pieces like these would just be cardboard squares, but this has a real 3D quality to it. It's got details on top, and there's 3 different kinds of these, which is really cool, which means when I paint these are gonna look absolutely incredible. I like this one with the water cooler on it. That'll be fun to paint. I also like, here's the classic L obstacle, and this one's super detailed. The wood is very detailed, the lamps, the cloth on it. It's gonna look really good painted. Here's just like some sandbags, which will look really cool for some of those outdoor maps. Yeah, I mean, all of these are just really cool. Again, I'm not gonna show every single one of them. Here's a vault. I will show, here are some 3D versions of the wall pieces. And they look cool, but to be honest, I actually might go with the cardboard pieces simply because these are really thick and take up a bunch of space, but I haven't decided yet. Maybe when we paint them, they'll just look that cool. And I will just show off my favorite one here. Here's a pool table. That's gonna look incredible when it's painted, I think. All right, I went ahead and pulled out the other 6 maps here. I'll just flip them out on the table so we can see them. And then I'll go through, I think, quickly these boxes. And then I'm gonna figure out how to store it in the white box and show how that works. And then I think that'll be it. I think we're good. So this one is Chalet in Oregon. I'm gonna show the Chalet side because it's one of my favorite maps, I think. I'll set this one down. Nice. Here's Chalet. I love how at some point, I don't know when this changed, they went from leaving the backgrounds just black to actually putting art on the background, but these maps that have the art around the edge just look, in my opinion, I don't know, just so much better and cleaner. And I guess I'll just pull out our Blitz. He's what we've been using this whole time. So you can see what he looks like right there. Yeah, once I get the 3D furniture painted and I put everything down, this game is gonna look absolutely gorgeous. So there's Chalet. Here we have the new map pack that was included after the controversy that must not be named. This is Border and Coastline. So here's the Border side. This is another compact map. One of my favorite maps, actually, Border. This one's really fun, and it can be really tricky to attack if you have a good defense on this one. So here's a second compact set of maps. Here's Bank and Cafe. I guess I'll open it up to the, how does this open? To like this. Open this up to the Bank side. Here's Bank, another tricky map for the attackers to push. Love this, very nice. And yeah, you can see the difference between the maps that have just the black spaces and then the map, and a map like Chalet that has like this art in the back. I think this just looks a lot better. I'm not really sure why some of these have art on them and some of them don't, but you know, I'm not privy to the ways of the development of this game. Nobody is. All right, so I'm not gonna go in depth on these boxes. I'm just gonna pull them out and show off the minis, and that's it. If you wanna see literally every single one of these minis, you can go to King of Averages video. He's gonna show these a lot better to you. So the first one up, we've got Zero's box. Here's his operator profile, which is really nice. And here is his mini. Wow, that is sexy, if I do say so myself. Look at that. And then he's got his extra pieces as well. There's Zero. And just for you newbies out there who may be coming to the channel for the first time, if you want to know what all these operators do and what you should use them for, we have an entire series of videos breaking down each and every single one of these operators. So if you're looking to maybe buy expansions from the little overstock that's coming to the stores and you can only buy a couple of them, or you want to know if they're worth buying, I would check out those videos to see if you would want to include these in your games. All right, we're gonna start with year one. This is one, I remember this, and I was back when these were the first expansion operators in the video game. That's wild. That's so long ago now. All right, so we got the operator profiles here. We got Buck, as you all know, my favorite operator. There he is. Blackbeard, Capitao, Hibana, and Weird Hibana. Put that one up to the side. And then we've got Valkyrie, Kavira, sorry, covering up the art there, and Echo. And here are the minis. I'll just show these off just a little bit. And here is what those minis look like in their case. And we've got some extra fire pieces because Capitao's crossbow, he shoots fire. All right, year 2. Let's see what we got going on in here. Okay, got the operator profiles. Jackal, another one of our favorite operators. Ying, also one of my favorite operators, both in the board game and the video game. Zofia. Dokkaebi. Funnily enough, I still haven't played Dokkaebi yet. Legion. Ella. Vigil. This might be my new favorite operator, is Vigil. He's really good. And then Weird Legion. Stick that over there. Here's what those minis look like. All right, we've got year 3 here. Here are the minis and here are the operator profiles. We have Maestro. I know this is one of Bear's new favorite defenders. Alibi. Jack used this against me and it was really good. Clash. I just recently used this against Jack and beat him pretty hard on defense. Kaid. Super good operator. And then Weird Maestro. Set that guy aside. All right, Lion. Another operator, this is like one of the 2 or 3 operators I haven't gotten to try yet, but he's really good, and I'm excited to try him out. Finka, I think I've only used her once and didn't even get to use her ability because she got 1 shot at the beginning of the game. Maverick, a super good operator. And then Nomad, one of the harder operators to make work, but she is super powerful. And here are Les Minis. Year 4, getting close to the end here. Got the minis and we've got the profiles. I'll show those off. Here's Mozzie. Really enjoy Mozzie. Goyo, maybe me and Bear's favorite operator in the game right now. If you're playing against Bearson on tabletop, always ban this one. He's gonna pick him. Wamai, different flavor of a Jaeger. Warden, another super good operator. Really like him. We have Mommy Gridlock, one of our favorites. Mother Knock, also really good. Maru is super good. You should definitely try her out if you can. And then you got Callie, another sniper. You could bring in place of Glaz or with Glaz if you're trying to play a long range setup. And then Weird Knock. I'll put her aside. And then here are the minis for that one. And I'll just highlight Amaru. I think her mini's cool because she is in the process of being pulled by her grappling gun, which is just a cool pose. I just think that's really cool. Final year, year 5. Here we go. Here are the profiles. We've got Oryx, super powerful defensive operator. Melusi, another powerful one. Use these on like really big maps. She's super effective. Aruni, she can be tough because of her gun, but she's a trapper, so I like her. And if you're like Bear and you've memorized all the cool long lines of sight, you can snipe characters pretty easily if they're not careful. Yana, Weird Ace, throw him aside. Normal Ace, I really like Ace. And then the normal 0 profile. Okay, and we've got the last batch of minis here. They are. I'll highlight Oryx because he's just a big chunky dude and he's got that running pose, which is very intimidating when you're facing off against him. All right, so I have organized everything into the 2 boxes. I've got them right here, and I'm just gonna show you how they're organized. They're both packed to the lid and they're both pretty heavy. So firstly, you can store pretty much all the core box stuff in here, plus all the maps. There is no plastic lid to go on top of these, so I think you're just supposed to use the regular lid. But all the core box stuff goes in here, and I just put all of the Defender gadgets and overlay tokens in here. And then I stored all 4 boards on the top of the bottom of the base box. So you kind of have to, it kind of stresses me out a little bit, but you kind of have to bend the box a little bit to pull these out. It's probably not that big of a deal. And then you can see here, I just have core box stuff. Tactical inventories, profiles, I don't know if you can see that, dice. And then I put all the barricades and assorted pieces here. So you just take these and you can just put the boards on top of these and they're flush so you're not crushing anything. That's how those fit in there. And because this box has all the boards in it, I think this one might be a little bit heavier than the white box. You put that in there and you'll notice that when you slide the CoreBox minis in, it fits flush with the box. And you just stick that back on there. Boom. All right, and then all the expansion stuff fits inside the white box. So this is a Chungus. It's pretty big, but it's actually not as heavy as this one because it's mostly just plastic minis. So in here on the top, I put the play aids, the lines of sight, the rule books, and the dice tray in this little inlay, like that. And then each of these has all of their minis. And I will say, one thing I'm disappointed in is there was no instruction manual on how to put all these pieces into this box. You kind of have to go bit by bit and find which section holds which year. Luckily, they are grouped by year. So when I found that out, it was pretty easy to find which minis to store them in. And you can look here, you just transfer the minis over and they have slots for all the different gadgets and tokens. And from there, it's just pretty easy. And also, something that's a little weird is that instead of just having a slot to hold the profiles like in the slot, you have to slide them on top of this plastic overlay, which is not a huge deal. It just means that you have to go through this process where like, oh, if I want a piece in here, I have to pull these off and then pull this off. I don't know. It's just, it seems like a little bit much, but again, it's fitting everything in one box, so I can't complain too much. This is where I put all the other various components. There was no storage diagram, so I just kind of did what worked for me. There you go. Another sets of minis, profiles, and their components. And then the last two things here, last set of operator minis and profiles and pieces, and it's got a slot for the laser pointer, which is nice. And then finally, you can see at the bottom here, you can kind of squeeze the container with all the 3D furniture at the bottom. And I just want to note, if you do not have the 3D furniture, so you don't just have this plastic storage thing where you can just stick this on the bottom, I don't know where you're going to store the cardboard furniture, because you're not going to be wanting to take them apart and flatten them down. You're going to want them, assembled. So I guess what you would do is you would just do all this and just throw all the cardboard on top of this. That'd be kind of annoying, to be honest. So I don't know what people do. I guess I'm glad that I do have the 3 pieces because it's just easier to store. So from here you can just see, you just slide it all back in. Here we go. Last tray. It's not even, but that's okay. Floppy dice tray, player aids, rule books, and what was it? Oh yeah, the line of sight. Line of sight. What was right in there? So just take these out, slide them right there, and put this back. So to close off the unboxing here, I want to show off what the game looks like fully set up. This is the remnants of a game that I played last night. I was defense, my friend was the attack. You can see the final parts of the game took place right here when I dropped smoke down, took a shot from Glaz because you can see through smoke. I was able to kill Glaz, and then Mute was able to sneak back around, breach that wall, and kill Ash. That was the end of the game. So you can see all the components here. It looks really good, excellent. I will include sections if you want to know my in-depth thoughts on all these components and how they work out in the game. Don't worry about that because I will be featuring a video soon. A lot of exciting things are going to happen on 115 Gaming in the next couple of weeks. In about a week or two, I will be posting a full-fledged review of this game, a final official review of the game and its components. And then in a month, Jack and Barristan and I are getting together and we are going to have a recording session for a weekend where we are going to record a bunch of in-person gameplays for you. And in between those, you can look forward to the review and a bunch of other videos that I have planned. So as we wrap the video up, I just want to say one quick, huge thank you to Mythic Games for sending me this copy so that I can start making videos for all of you guys to excite you guys in the lead up to the delivery of the games. I'm super excited for you guys to get your hands on this, and I'm super excited to be making more videos about Six Siege for as long as I can. Until next time, see ya.